We're not playing Talos today, we're coding. And we're live. Hello. Hello, hello. But since we stopped with Talos, we might as well listen to the soundtrack again because it's awesome. Let me see. We're live indeed. Seems to be working fine. Yeah, it's day 24. Never tell me the odds. I am very curious. This one looks tricky for someone who is not focused on maths, but yeah, well. We'll see what we can figure out. I'm sure part 1 is gonna be doable, right? Right, it must be. Didn't even start Visual Studio Code yet. Oh well. Always forget something. Yeah, this is work, quote unquote. This is the web dev course. I'm gonna quickly run the ads while I start all this up, and then I'll be back in 90 seconds. Oop, click the button. Alright, oop. First disconnect from WSL. And there we go. Oop. Hello, hello. Hi, Shrugs. Post Valentine's Day, Christmas Eve. Precisely. Finally, it is Christmas Eve. How are you, Shrugs? Nice to see you. Welcome in. Hope things are going well. I'm very curious about day 24. I might struggle. We'll see. First, let me copy the input data and create like the foundations for the next day. Day 24. Oops. Day 24 part 1. There we go. Finally, Christmas Eve. Hi Nobo, welcome in. How are you today? Now that is an actual fucking maze. What? Wait, what? What do you mean? You mean this? Yeah. Yeah, but we solved this already. It's fine. It was tricky though. It was pretty tricky. Also, I'm realizing I'm running this monitor on 4K, which is kind of nice, but also not nice for streaming. I mean, it's nice for coding, but I think I'm actually gonna go into 1080p because it should look better on stream. So, this will only take a second. I hope. Yes, keep the changes. And might have to restart this potentially. Just to get a better resolution here. I don't know. Yes, it looks kind of okay-ish. I'm never sure. I'm gonna restart it real quick. Nah, looks the same. Okay. Just not used to looking at this in 1080p anymore. But that's okay. There, get rid of that for now. Close this, and close this, and save. And yeah, also I have got myself a US layout keyboard, which is, I think, pretty nice for coding, but also I might still have a bit of too much muscle memory from the German keyboard layout. So there might be some issues there, but overall I think I'm gonna figure it out eventually, and it's gonna be better. Because I really like the US keyboard layout for coding. Just need to move everything into the right spot. And yeah, here we are. Okay, let's read again what this is about. Here. Never tell me the odds. It seems like something is going wrong with the snow-making process. Burp. Instead of forming snow, the water that's been absorbed into the air seems to be forming hail. Maybe there's something you can do to break up the hailstones? Due to strong, probably magical winds, the hailstones are all flying through the air in perfectly linear trajectories. You make a note of each hailstone's position and velocity, your puzzle input. For example, position, velocity. Each line of text corresponds to the position and velocity of a single hailstone. The positions indicate where the hailstones are right now, at time 0. The velocities are constant and indicate exactly how far each hailstone will move in 1 nanosecond. Each line of text uses the format px, py, pz, vx, vy, vz. For instance, the hailstone specified by 2019-15, initial xyz 2019-15, and x velocity 1 minus 5 minus 3. Okay. After 1 nanosecond, the hailstone would be at 21, 14, 12. Perhaps you won't have to do anything. How likely are the hailstones to collide with each other and smash into tiny ice crystals? To estimate this, consider only the x and y axes. Ignore the z-axis. Looking forward in time, how many of the hailstones' paths will intersect within a test area? The hailstones themselves don't have to collide, just test for intersections between the paths they will trace. In this example, look for intersections that happen with an x and y position, each at least 7 and at most 27. In your actual data, you'll need to check a much larger test area. Comparing all pairs of hailstones' future paths produces the following results. These two will cross inside the test area at 14.33 and 15.33 probably. Okay, these two will cross inside the test area at... Yep. These two will cross outside the test area. These cross in the past. These are parallel. These will cross outside the test area. These crossed in the past for both hailstones. I don't quite know. I guess one... Yeah, here they move one in the future and one into the past. Cross outside the test area. Cross in the past. Crossed in the past. So two will cross in the test area. However, you'll need to search a much larger test area if you want to see if any hailstones might collide. Look for intersections that happen with an x and y position, each at least 2 a lot and at most 4 a lot. How many is that? Million, billion, I don't know, US thingies, trillion, something like that. 400 trillion, is that it? Okay, fun. The Baba birthday is rapidly approaching. Ooh, okay, okay. Gotta go since it's pretty late. Thanks for coming in though. Thanks for saying hi. Get some good rest, Nobo. I'm probably not gonna stream super long either because I am quite tired actually. But I wanted to stream a bit. Ahoy, Nineberry. Nice to see you. Ahoy! Also, I have been making experiments on Rain World Arena mode with some mods I made I was just looking because there was some loading on YouTube's side, but it looks fine. On Rainwood Arena, I finally made another standalone Baba level. It's very small, has very few rules, it doesn't include stop, and I didn't have to anti-cheese it. So that's atypical. Alright, yeah. I want to get back into Baba, hopefully soon. Probably, yeah. After I'm done with the advent of code, I might take a little coding break and instead finish off Baba first. And while finishing off Baba, I'll come up with some new coding thing to do on stream, I think. Because I do want to keep doing these coding streams. Anyway, how are you, Nineberry? Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, good job creating a Baba level that didn't need anti-cheesing. Okay, 400, I'm gonna say trillion for now. Let me know if that's the wrong unit. I never know. Past a billion, things go weird. Considering only the X and Y axes, check all pairs and hailstones future paths for intersections. How many of these intersections occur within the test area? Get your puzzle input. Hi Joe! Merry Crisis! Nice to see you. Congrats on being second. Well done. Well played. How are you today? How was work if you had to work? How are the after work plans? If there are after work plans. Let me know. Okay, let's just go with this example input and also with the example constraints and see if we can reproduce what we have here. Oh yeah, but also I'm curious about some things here. Let's look at the actual puzzle input. Okay. Tis a lurking night. Work was okay. That's good. Okay is okay. Yeah, for me it's gonna be a coding night. We'll see how that turns out. I mean, at least for a while. So, okay, how do we approach this? First, we gotta parse our input as usual. Let's start with that. So, get rid of all this. All right, we have hail data. First, as usual, we split it by the new lines. That makes sense. And then, whatever, let them be called nodes. I don't really care. And then, where do we split them for now? Probably at the edge, right? I mean, that probably makes sense. Or rather, blank at blank. That seems like a good splitting point. Okay. See, that's what I mean. Got a US keyboard now, so I'm doing all sorts of weird stuff. Okay. You already see the first issue. Go. Ta-da! Good start. Now... we map this again. I think I tried it in the past and I never really managed to do it, but let's try it. It'd be cool if we could. Nope, of course not. It doesn't quite work like that. No splitters. Okay. Fair enough. Let's do it differently then. One of these days I'm gonna figure all of this out. Wait again. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Hope I can still write JavaScript code. I've been doing some Python exercises. Hi Presslufthamster, greetings to you. How are things? Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm gonna call it Node again, because why not? Wonder if this is already good like this. Nope, all undefined. Isn't that weird? Why though? We need these. I mean, this will not change it from being undefined, but... it will, because I made the mistake of not, yeah. Okay, this is actually pretty nice already. I just like these not to be strings, right? Unless I want to just convert them every time I use them. I've done that in the past. Not sure if that's the smartest way though. I mean, we can just go through it once more to properly clean it up. There must be a much nicer way of doing this, but whatever. If it works, it works. Very fine, how are you? I'm decent, I would say. I was not so great earlier, but I mean, partially it's because of nice things. Like yesterday I went to a really nice concert with a friend, and that was nice. It was Buzz Cull. I don't know if anyone knows it, but I'm gonna write it in chat to like... It's like electronic gothic-y genre music. It's nice. This is the name. And there was also opening act. They were also really good. That's the opening act here. And yeah, the concert was really nice, but also that's okay. I didn't know them 2 weeks ago either, or maybe a bit longer than 2 weeks. I didn't know them until the friend asked me if we want to go there. But yeah, really good. I enjoyed it. But also, yeah, I got home fairly late and yeah, I was just tired today and still super busy today. But overall, I would say I'm okay now. Like I had to take a anti-headache pill, but that helped, so that's good. And I'm a bit tired now, but not super tired. So we'll see how far we can get on this coding challenge today. But yeah, overall I'm okay. I'm happy that I have the energy now to do the stream. That's definitely nice. Okay, I'm just gonna do something like this again. That is again me not being used to this keyboard. Oh, temporary, but don't worry about these names. It's just for setting things up anyway. Actually though, what do we want to do this? Because each note is something like this, and then we still have to go through these, right? So we kind of need 2 arrays, don't we, for this? Maybe. There we go. Okay. Although no, okay, so we're going through the... okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Here we go. Okay. Eh. So isn't this... Hi Korenchkin! Hi Flecky! Congrats on being 3rd. And thanks for the Kevin. And Flecky, thanks for moving the mic. And 12. Oh no, just came in to go to space. Thank you. Happy explosion day to you too.
Orbit, space orbit, in my spacesuit.
That's fair, that's fair. Nice to see you though. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going okay. I hope your mic is not being booped by cats. Alright, I think the mic is fine. almost positive I heard a 13. Yeah, me too, me too. Pretty sure that was a 13. Just tired, that's fair. I was pretty tired earlier too. Took a nap and a anti-headache pill, and now I'm a bit better. Not much longer. Not much longer tired, because sleep. I mean, that's good. Okay, I think we might not even need the temp array, but can just push to the final hail data. There. Let's see. Damn. Temp A is not... of course. Still forget these things. I mean, this is probably also due to me coding in Python in between. There we go. Look at that. Could have had that probably a lot easier than writing all this code, but who cares? It works. Thank you. Sleep well. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. Always appreciate that. Get some good rest and maybe see you soon. Probably see you soon. Hopefully see you soon. I'm gonna be doing another co-op stream with Kit tomorrow, but that's also gonna be pretty late, so I'm not sure if you can make it. But yeah, it's gonna be even later than it is right now, so be warned. But yeah, if not, then maybe on Saturday and Sunday. On Friday, probably no stream. But yeah, get some good rest and see you soon. I'm gonna work around this cat now. Okay, we got our final hail data. That's awesome. So now, now we gotta compare them pairwise, right? We gotta compare this with all of these, this with all of these, this with these two, this with the last one, and the last one is just on its own. So that sounds like basically 2 for loops. Do I want to do this like that? Probably not. Since we're saying smaller than, it would normally just be length, but we want length minus 1 because we only want to go up until this one, because we don't need to go into this one here. Okay. Tip. And oh, of course. Go. Now we're going to start at x plus 1, and we want to go in this case until it's smaller than the length, which is until the last element, and we do y plus plus, and then just something random for now, just to see if it's working. just comparing if the x value on the first element is smaller than on the second element with this comparison. Just because, why not? Something we can do. Are we comparing the right things? We're saying 19 is smaller than 18, that's false. 19 is smaller than 20, that's true. Okay, so we're doing, let me get this bigger. So this one is bigger, so false. This one is smaller than, so true. It's bigger again, so false. It's bigger again, so true. That's the first 4, then we do 3, then we do 2, and then we do the last one. For the last one, 12 is smaller than 20, seems correct. Okay, we're iterating and going through our arrays correctly. Okay, so we're comparing them, or we can compare them. We can do stuff with them anyway. Maybe I'm gonna call these A and B rather. That would be easier to understand then. Okay, and now we actually got to think about how we do this. So, I'm gonna go into my notes here. So these would be two situations. Let's call them that. So we only want to concern ourselves with the x and y value, so we can also remove this part here at the end. This is what's relevant in the data for us. And we want to know if they intersect, right? So basically what we have is basically this equation. Or equations rather. And here we have okay. We have to find an x that solves both equations, right? But yeah, basically what we do is, as usual, probably get the x on one side. That's what I would do. And we can do plus 2x, so that we have plus x on this side. We can do minus 18, so that we have that on that side. And then we have x equals 1. So x equals 1 is the only solution for that? I'm confused. Probably not, right? No, because it doesn't have to be the same x actually, right? Let me see again. Although no, it should be the same x, right? Because this is the movement in nanoseconds, right? So Well, I'm confused then for now. But that's normal. I'll maybe figure out my maths at some point and process how this is supposed to work. Did I compare the correct things? I might not have. Probably did not. No, I have to. Yeah, I have to work with these two, and I worked with these two for some reason. I think I'm confusion. Let's go back. What did I do? Or did I? I might have. Although I wrote plus x here and it should be minus x, right? That seems better then, maybe, potentially. No, it's that's... Yeah, I wrote it over to this side, so we add plus 2x, so we have plus x here. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. Okay, how is this supposed to work? I'm not quite computing what is happening here. So I think they're moving them in, like they move one hailstone like 5 nanoseconds into the future and the other hailstone just like 3 nanoseconds into the future or something like that. I mean, that's also what they like kind of imply here, right? When they say that, where is it? Paths crossed in the past for hailstone A. Okay, I mean, yeah, the paths will cross, so that's... The paths will cross, which doesn't mean that the hailstones meet. Okay, fair enough. Alright, yeah, okay, so basically what we do have is a... I mean, this is basically it. We have this vector constellation here. So basically we have a vector equation, but I don't know when I've last worked with that. It must have been ages. Well, then this is y and not x. But isn't it basically then just writing two equations? Probably right, yeah. Minus 2x equals 18 minus 1y. Second equation is 13 plus 1x equals 19 minus 1y. Now we have two equations, which means we can solve them, because two equations is plenty for solving. Just have to remember how to do it ideally. Hi Seth, nice seeing you. We're working on day 24 and I have to refresh my math memory. It's taking me a moment, but I'm getting there, I think. Also took me a moment to understand what the task is really about and what they're expecting of us. But yeah, crossed paths, not really colliding hailstones necessarily. So yeah, we're talking with a friend about doing a game jam. Anyone have any suggestions for which one we should do? Which ones are like which are the options? No, I have no idea. I don't know which game jams are out there and what the difference would be, but that is a cool idea. I'm not sure if I'm ready for something like that. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Makes sense, makes sense. Also, I got a cat on my lap, which isn't really helping with the coding because I always have to, I don't know, my arms aren't really free, but it's okay. Cat on the lap is a good thing, not gonna complain. Right, Flecky? We're not complaining about a Flecky on the lap. One that lasts a week. That is probably a reasonable amount of time to like go into a... If it's your first game jam, then go into your first game jam. A week seems like a nice time frame. Yeah, I wonder if anyone who's watching has any idea for a cool game jam, then that maybe lasts around a week. Let also me know. Maybe I will feel up for it. Probably not, but okay, how to solve equations. It's been a while, but we will manage. I think we just bring everything on one side, right? Maybe. So yeah, I think I remember kinda what you do, probably. The question will be how do we automate it? But that's for later. 2x minus 1y. I'm just gonna write 1y even though that's not necessary. Then minus 1 probably, right? Because we all bring it over to the right side technically. Then we can switch sides anyway. Or we bring it over to the left side and multiply by minus 1. And here we have 1x plus 1y minus 6. Yep. Equals 0. One option is just to do this, right? And maybe we don't want the 0 on one side, but rather the 1x, and then we can put the two things together because we have 2 times the same variable, kinda. So basically what this says is minus 0.5y minus 0.5 equals 1y minus 6. Right? Then we can let's get this to 0.5y equals minus 5.5, right? Yeah, and then we can multiply by 2, and then we know that y is minus 11. Is that what we actually have in here? No, it's not. Great. Why is that not what we have in here? Damn it. Where did I go wrong? Where did I miscalculate? Must have miscalculated somewhere, right? Right. Please tell me that the foundation is not wrong. Writing it down on paper would be much easier, but I'm gonna try again. 19 minus 2x. I hope I wrote the stuff correctly. I mean, we have minus 1y on both, so why not just use that and don't manipulate that for now. 19 minus 18 is just 1, minus 2x. Then we just ignore the 1y, minus 1y, so on the other side we do the same. So here we have minus 6 plus 1x, so those should be the same, right? Please let this work out now. Now we have, let's bring it, the x to the left side, minus 1x equals, once again it doesn't quite do what it should, or the result doesn't quite fit. So x equals 5 in this scenario. Which again is not what we want. The equations are already wrong. Yippee! Why is that? I mean, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, if the equations are already wrong, because... why though? Where though? When though? Did I just copy something wrong, or did I just think wrong? I thought that would make sense, because this is our starting position, this is the change on the x and the y, and this is like, or doesn't matter, like, yeah, but basically same here. Variables are not x and y. I mean, I could also call this a and b, but I know that this is like my, that this here is technically my x, and this is my x, and this is my y, and this is my y, but at the same time I thought this would still like I could write it like this, but that doesn't make a difference, right? It's just that I thought we change this value by multiplying this with the constant factor, because that's my nanoseconds, that's like x nanoseconds. So changing my 19 by adding -2 by a certain amount of nanoseconds, or like multiplying the -2 by a certain amount of nanoseconds, changing the 13 by multiplying, or like adding the 1 multiplied by a certain amount, the same amount of nanoseconds, because it's the same vector. So you basically do both of these with the same amount of nanoseconds. And same for this here. 18, you subtract 1 by a certain amount of times a certain amount of nanoseconds, and same for 19. And then you want to find the spot where the x value times a certain amount of nanoseconds is the same as the other x value changed by a certain amount of nanoseconds, right? And then at the same time the y values need to be identical. So this is my y, needs to be the same as this y. And I want to find a certain amount of nanoseconds, or well, I want to find the coordinates where both equations are equal, or like, yeah, where my x value is the same, which is this line, and where my y value is the same, which is this line. And I need to change my x value for the first vector by a fixed amount of nanoseconds, and change my x and y value for the second vector also by a fixed amount of nanoseconds. So I know that x and y were stupid names, but I don't see the general problem. Logically speaking. No, okay, I understand. I'm solving. Yeah, okay. No, I understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm finding a certain amount of nanoseconds for both thingies, but I'm not finding the position then. Although if my nanoseconds is 5, then I still wouldn't get that point, right? Because if I put in the 5 here, that's -10, then I would have an x value of 9 here. So if that's my A, the stones should meet at the same time at the same place, but that doesn't make sense. I don't think so. Because they say the paths cross, and they say, like, how can the, like, I don't understand this part here where they say the paths crossed in the past for Hailstone A. That's what I thought, that they just looked at the whole paths and not really if it was at the same time. Like, the paths might cross, but it might be might be that Hailstone A was at the intersection point in the past, while Hailstone B will be in the meeting point in the future. So I assumed they looked at things at different times. Because otherwise I don't see how... I'm confused by this here, by all of this. Like, that's what I thought at first, and then it didn't make sense. Hi, Shadow Murdoch, by the way. Sorry, I am so So confused by this whole setup here. Yeah, here, that's what I thought. So it's not at the same time, because here they say the hailstones themselves don't have to collide, just test for intersections between the paths they will trace. So it's not the same time for both. What is this and why do you have to deal with nanoseconds? It doesn't really matter. Nanoseconds is just... it's just one step in time, and they have defined this step in time as nanoseconds. The setup is you have a bunch of hailstones at a certain position, x, y, z values, and you have a vector, a velocity vector, by which they change their position in each nanosecond. So after 1 nanosecond, this one will be at 17, 14, 28. And yeah, you have that for a bunch of hailstones, and you want to test if their paths intersect or not, and if so, in which position. But also, we just ignore the z value for now, so for now it's just
Ahoy!
it's just x and y. Hi Matt Fury, welcome in. Ahoy, ahoy. Thanks for the follow. Ahoy! Ahoy! Also, we have a cat. Flecky is supporting us, but somehow I can.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I'm struggling, but it's going, I assume. If their distance units are meters, then these hailstones are breaking the speed of light. I don't know if they ever specified the what's it called? The measurements, like what 1 unit in the coordinate system equates. I know I'm doing something wrong, obviously. Maybe I just need to draw things out on a piece of paper real quick. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I mean... yeah, that's a very good idea, probably. So just the velocity is already interesting. We have... yeah, I think I can figure this out. Like, drawing it out on paper seems good. So just the fact that we have -1 for the x-axis and +1 for the y-axis already gives us yeah, like a x is -2 and y is 1. So the problem is that we're going from right to left, but we can just like write this into a normal coordinate system and just get the Steigung, which is minus 0.5. That also allows us to find the Y-Achsenabschnitt. God damn it, this is hell. I don't know all these words in English. Basically, we know what we need to do. Minus 0.5x would be that part, and yeah, so we need to apply this 9.5 times to get to x equals 0, and at that time we're at 22.5 for the y. So basically what we have for the first one is just this simple equation, minus 0.5x plus what did I say? We have to apply this 9.5 times, and then we're at 22.5. Yeah, okay, plus 22.5. That is basically our first equation. And then we get our second equation, which is minus 1, so again we're moving left, but let's just ignore that for now. That's just x then. Because minus 1 divided by minus 1 is just 1. Plus or minus, I'm not sure yet. And yeah, okay, we need to do this 18 times to get to x equals 0, and at x equals 0 we are not then at 1 here, so it's just x plus 1. Now we need to figure out at which x value they meet, right? So basically what we do is I hope that's what we do at this point, but I'm never sure. As I said, it's been so long since I did this. I did all of this stuff, but this would be the simple approach. Let's hope that it's the correct approach. Doesn't seem like the right approach because this is not what the thingy told us. Once again. So this is also not how it works. God damn it, how does it work? Oh no, it might be okay because yeah, this was just the Steigung, and that's yeah, right. The x is just our Steigung and not the actual x value here, so maybe it's fine. No, it's not just the Steigung, it's the... No, it is the x value, right? Gosh, functions, it's been so long. So yeah, this would map it to 43, and we put 43 in here, and that is then 21.5, so that's 1. None of this makes any sense. Or does it? Or maybe it does. Yeah, might be fine. Potentially. I don't know. And here if we put in... but yeah, here if we... Yeah, so it doesn't really make sense, because... if we put in 43 into the other one, we end up with 44. So those are definitely not the same positions. So something is weird. Well, I see part of the issue maybe, because I just can't do basic maths apparently. This is 1.5, so that changes things. God damn it. That's why I have a computer normally, but I thought I would be able to do... Yeah, that looks better. God damn it. Ugh, okay. There we go! Instantly found it. Gah, come on. Math brain activate. One of these days I'm gonna refresh my math knowledge. I mean, it's all there. It's just so buried so deep. This is just really basic math. It's... oh, god damn it. I'm a bit embarrassed, but it's okay. I mean, this is not that embarrassing. This was just a stupid mistake while moving stuff around, which I normally don't do in a weird text document, so there's that. Anyway, so we get this, and then we can throw the x in there and just, yeah, get 15.333 for the y value. And that is hopefully exactly what we wanted. Let me double check. Yeah, 14.333 and 15.333. Alright, yippee! So, something like this, but automated. I think we can do this. So what are the steps? First, we wanted to find the Steigung, whatever that is in English. You know, the trajectory maybe? Trajectory is that? I don't know. Something like that. Which we get basically by just doing y divided by x, right? Y change divided by x change. That is how that worked, I think. So that's like 1 divided by -2. For this one, for the other one it's -1 divided by -1, so that gives us the trajectory for both. Slope, yeah, that's it, thank you, that makes sense to call it slope. I've never used the English terms, which is, yeah. So that gives us slope then. And 1. That's the one thing that we need to do. The other thing is we need the y-axis offset. Don't know what that's called either, but you know, that thing. Which we just get by... well, first we need to figure out... we need to find out what the x is in this equation here. Right, which... I mean, yeah, regardless of this being positive or negative, kinda, I mean, we need to remember if it's positive or negative, but it is basically just 19 divided by the absolute value, but then we still need to figure out in which direction we were going, I think. But basically, this gives us how many steps we have to go. .5, which then allows us to do 13 plus 1 times 9.5, right? Yeah, then we're at 22.5 exactly. Think that's why we have the plus here instead of a minus otherwise. Otherwise we might have had to do a minus, but that's okay. Yeah, so that gives us that, and yeah, by doing all of this, we have the full equation kinda for that one. Now for the other one, well, 18 divided by 1 is 18. Which brings us to 19 plus minus 1 times 18, which leads to 1. So there we have that. Hello Plompy, nice to meet you. So yeah, now we have the full thing basically, and what we wanted to do was to bring these two together. Plompy, what you doing? So we could just go for minus 0.5 minus 1, for example. For the one side, it's like minus 1.5. For the other side, we have 22.5 minus 1, so that's 21.5. Although now we have to, since we technically brought it to the other side, we have to have like one of them inverted, right? So if we have this one inverted, it would be minus 21.5. And then all we have left to do is divide the 21.5 minus 21.5 by the minus 1.5. And that then gives us the x value. And then if we pop in this into one of the original equations, we should get the y value, right? That's pretty much it. How do we pop it in though? Because now I didn't write down the specific equation. Yeah, basically, if we pop it into the first one, it's minus 0.5 times 14,333, I think. Or is it? I mean, it's simpler with the other one for sure. That's just x plus 1. The other one was Ah, of course, no, it does make sense. Minus 0.5 of this plus plus 22.5, right? Yep, good enough. 15.333. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so those are all the steps, technically, to do this. Don't know if there's a much easier way to calculate it, but this works, and it isn't that many steps. I just need to remember, and then probably figure out how to do the comparison properly, because from what I've heard many times, floating point comparisons are kind of horrible, but maybe they're just gonna work. Right. Okay. Oof. All right. Yes, now I need to do what I just did manually, need to code that as a general algorithm. Shouldn't be technically too difficult, but yeah, just need to not make any stupid mistakes while doing it. Just yeah, what I figured out here, how to do it, step by step, I now need to do in JavaScript. Didn't I write this down differently? I guess not. Am I allowed to use ChatGPT? I'm allowed to use whatever I want, but I don't want to use ChatGPT. If I were like doing this for work, I would totally use ChatGPT just to get it done more quickly. But yeah, I wanna try to do it without external help, because if I were to use ChatGPT, I might as well just ask people in chat, yeah, how do I ideally do this? But yeah, I think if I were to consult ChatGPT, I could speed up the process by quite a bit, but yeah. Not for the coding challenge, at least not this year. My notes are in the input file. Ah, thank you. I was like, where did I leave them? Thank you so much. That's very helpful. Also nice that you're still here and you haven't given up on me despite my severe lack of basic math knowledge. Yeah, okay, so the first thing we did was work with these parts, so let's do that. Doing great, thank you. So we're actually going into the 1 and not the 0. Also, we're just working with A for now. Yep. And we want to divide the second one. That's the y value. Y change divided by x change gives you the slope. So that should give me specifically that slope. I don't think it's gonna change, so okay. While we're at it, let's get the... I mean, maybe I shouldn't call it X slope and Y slope, but A slope and B slope. That would be smart, right? Then also I wouldn't make stupid mistakes like changing the A. There we go. So that's our two slopes then. That's great. Probably work with that. Okay, the second thing is we want to figure out what our Y offset is. I'm just going to call it Y offset. I don't know what it's called in English. Which I have done in here, and I wasn't quite sure how to do it, but I did figure it out. Yeah, just our X value divided by the absolute value of this. Yeah, first we gotta figure that out. Okay. A0, 0, that's our X value. And we have to divide that by... I mean, assuming that our X value is always positive, but I think that is the case. I mean, at least for this input data it is. We're gonna think about if it isn't later. This is not gonna be our Y offset yet, but that's okay. This is part of what we need. Or could I just make this work by not using the apps? Probably, right? Because all that does is change the minus, which is exactly what I want to kind of do here. So let me try to figure that out first, and we don't have to do some weird, stupid thing. Yeah, this would just like make it so much more complicated, I think. So what I said here is that we have to use a plus here because we had a negative X value. So if we had divided that by -2 as it is, then it would have led to -9.5 here, which would also have led to -9.5 here. So basically if we set a minus here, then all is good. Okay. This is what we calculated, and this is our we just set this to minus, this in here. Yeah, this here. Okay, yeah. So Y value. Minus. Just to, this is then our minus 9.5 here. And this one is our Y change here. Yes, okay. Okay. It should actually be our Y offset. Let's quickly, whoops. Let's quickly copy it and get the B Y offset as well. Deactivate caps lock. I hope this is correct, but we'll see. Let's console log these. Have to get used to the smaller enter button on the US keyboard. Just gonna make it like this. Don't want to do it for everything right now, so damn, now I don't know the keyboard shortcut because it's definitely different on the US keyboard. Well, manually then. There. And okay. That should only do the first one, right? Wait, what is happening here? Why? Ah, of course. My input data thing is completely messed up. There. Put it in here. Maybe I need it again later. There. Thanks, Joe. I'll do that in a split second. Just quickly need to test this. And A slope is not defined. Of course, I didn't write the Or is it not defined? I guess it's not defined because I'm not... Whatever, then this should work, at least. Yeah, because I'm defining the const in the inner for loop, so it's only there. Okay. Still, nice. That looks correct, I think. Cool. Control plus slash. Okay, that's how it is an overleaf. Let me see. That makes a lot of sense. And you're right. Yes, thank you. On the German keyboard, it is control and the pound sign, because the pound sign is its own key on the, like, I mean, it has a secondary thing on it, but the normal thing without a secondary, like without a shift or anything, it's just the pound sign. So that doesn't work like that on the US keyboard. Hey, I'm actually getting the stuff that I need. Why US keyboard? Because I just happened to get a US keyboard for my, like, just by chance, kind of happened. It wasn't planned. For my laptop tablet thingy, so ended up with the US keyboard. So I just I realized that it is quite nice for coding. In general, like, of course, it takes some time getting used to it. What about umlauts? There is a really nice keyboard layout. I will link it because I think it's worth sharing. It's called Your Key, EUR Key, the European keyboard layout. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, for everything. And basically what you do to get the umlauts is just do Alt and A for an A, or Alt and U for a U, or Alt and O for an Ö, or Alt and S for this thing here. And yeah, I think it's quite nice. And yeah, I think for coding, I just like the US keyboard more. In general, it will take some time to get all the muscle memory readjusted, but I feel like especially the brackets and stuff like that, I just like the US keyboard layout there much more for the especially the curly brackets. I hate that they are like so far apart on the German keyboard. That's just always, whenever I try to do it without looking, I just ended up doing some random nonsense and not hitting the right keys. So yeah, I decided to go full US keyboard, at least for coding, but probably in general in the future. Abend? Or was that what you were meaning to say? I don't even know how I would write it in German, but it's like short for Guten Abend. Probably something like Abend. Anyway, we're getting the right stuff here. We're getting the right slope. We're getting the right thingy-majazz here. So that's cool. And yeah, we can work with that now. Napped. I see. I'm sorry. Yeah. Of course. I was totally in the German mode because I was talking about Umlaute and stuff like that. Yeah, to nap something. Yeah, no, I've heard that before. But what was that related to? Yeah. I've heard it before. My brain was just totally not in English mode at that point. But what was napped? Who napped what? What was that in relation to? I'm curious. Because I missed the context there. That's probably That probably contributed to me misunderstanding. But yeah, now you learned something new. Nabend is actually a version of, yeah, short for Guten Abend. It's just like short. Abend. Not that common actually. Might be, yeah, I don't know. Ah, you nabbed my keyboard layout link. Nice, yeah. That's actually, of course, yeah, that's ideal if you have just a US keyboard by default and you want to use those umlaute without too much effort. Yeah, of course, that makes so much sense. I hope you can make good use of it. Totally forgot that that's also a thing. People who just happen to have US keyboard layouts naturally. Yep, I was always just thinking about my fellow German keyboard users who might want to have another keyboard layout for coding. Yeah, so instead of doing all this const nonsense in here, I'll just define these outside of here already so that I can use them later. Can I do something like this? Probably not, right? Oh, I can? Maybe I can. Nice. If that works, that would be pretty neat. Cool. Nice. That's comfy. 100-day Duolingo streak. GG. That's big. Well played. Well played. Nicely done. So soon we'll only have conversations in German then. Hier wird nur noch Deutsch gesprochen. I don't think I want to do that, but I was thinking of doing a stream in German at some point. I still haven't found the thing I want to do then though, but yeah, I'm gonna come up with something. Yeah, I have to actually go back into my notes here, because yeah, now what we have to do is, yeah, get the difference of these and get the difference of these and work with that. Okay, cool. Did I just... Oh no, here it is. I was wondering if I deleted this or not, but no, it's still here. Good. We'll need this again later. Probably don't need to do this in all these variables, but it helps me make sense of it right now. So that's helpful because my brain can't math. Yeah. Okay, so we got the difference of it. So that's cool. And now we just divide them. Right. Ah, no, one of them has to be negated because we basically bring it to the other side, like mathematically. So Now, finally, we get the x value. That's where they meet on the x, and we're probably gonna need a y meet as well, so I'm just gonna put it all into their own variables, as long as it helps for now. X meet equals yeah, I think it's the offset difference, or let's go with the negative offset difference divided by the slope difference. Okay. And then the last step, still need to pop that into the original equation, right? Which we don't really have, but we can still figure things out. Because that is basically just... I mean, yeah, we have... it's just a slope times x meet plus a y offset, right? That should do the trick, and that should be y meet then. Okay. Bam! Would you look at that? Wonderful! Okay, cool. We got the meeting points. We need a bit more information still, because... I mean, it's just step one of many steps, but I'm still happy. Thanks for the GG. They started teaching me complex verbs and dative case. Ay. What are complex verbs? I don't even know. Komplexe Verben. Yeah, I wonder, what are those? I was thinking if I could come up with something, but not quite. Yeah, and here we already have the floating point rounding, doing weird things, but yeah, as soon as we start comparing stuff, we'll just shorten this or something, I don't know. Okay, so that works. Let's see. Wait a second, why am I getting weird results now? Like, why don't I get my 14.38, for example, and... okay, because we need to actually do this in here. We're doing it for the last thing all the time. Infinity! So they never meet because they are parallel. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. This doesn't look too bad. I think these might be the correct results. 11.66, 16.66. That's what we get. 6.2, 19.4. Perfect. 20 21.444, 11.77, or they don't tell us because they just say it's in the past for one of them. That is something we have to check for. These are parallel and never intersect, hence infinity. It's nice that it didn't just break, but it just told us infinity. That is perfect. I like that. Outside the test area at -6, -5, -6, -5, perfect. Just gonna test them all now, just to be sure. 19, I'm just happy that I'm getting something here. Again, they say in the past, so that's fine. Outside the test area at x equals -2, y equals 3. 1924 and 1639. Doesn't say. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, now how do we figure out that it is in the past? Which aspect of it does tell us that? I mean, basically we can compare the meeting point. So for example, this is at 16 and 1639, and we start at 20 and we change the x value by 1 into the future. So to reach 16 we would have to go negative. So we can just check by comparing those values, like if this is positive, but our resulting meeting point is smaller than this, then it must be in the past, which is not okay. I see. Stuff like abholen becomes holst up. I don't know, I'm still working on learning it. Yeah, no, I understand now. I think, yeah. I mean, I still wonder about the categorization in general, but what you wrote makes total sense. Ich hole dich ab, du holst mich ab, wir holen sie ab, etc. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, du holst das Essen, aber du holst mich ab, which is like, yeah, you separate the verb into a starting part and end part, and it kind of switches around as well, which is, yeah, kind of stupid. So like, du holst mich ab, but in the future tense again, wir werden euch abholen, we will get you, something like that. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, now basically what we have to check first thing is like, just are these values inside the defined area, which is fine. That is easy to do. And then the other thing is basically what I already said, is just check if this aligns, or if like one of the things that we use just does not align. So let's put in the checks then. I'm quite happy now that this is like, after a rough start of not quite knowing what I'm doing here, because math do be difficult, I feel like we're on a good track now. We should be able to get part 1 done, I'm fairly sure. So, okay. If, is our exchange thingy, right? So if this is larger than 0 and outro time. That's a good song. Chaos 2 was a great game. Loved the ending. The endings. So if this is the case, then we would actually have to return. Have to return. Time travel. We can also check it for B as well at the same time. I'm never sure how to use the OR at this point. I've not done it often enough, but okay. This is only half of it anyway. We also have to go the other way around. Yeah, but whatever, let's start with this. Wait, is it even the Y meat? No, okay, I see. Wait. I'm doing something stupid here again. Let's start with this, because we're still on the X meat here, right? If we're doing it for B. Yeah, that's the X on the B one, not the Y. The Y comes now. Or does it come? God damn it, I'm so confusion. We have to do a lot of things then. Yeah, we have to do 4 cases basically. I think. Yeah, 8 cases total probably. I'm just gonna do it like this. Why not? Okay, let's do this. There we go. Now for the Y meats. There would definitely be many nicer ways of doing this, but I don't care right now. It's gonna work. So, also gonna continue with more music in a moment. Okay, I'm back from the void. Hempuli stream, did you do what I did and look up line by line intersection on Wikipedia? Nope. I also recently got a Rosetta Stone subscription at a discount, so I've taken a look at their lessons. I don't even know what that is. They are much stricter about pronunciations than Duolingo, so I may start working on that too. I know my pronunciation is really not great. Yeah, I mean, personally, I always like to work on my pronunciation and like try to not. I don't try to imitate native speakers. Like I don't want to have like a specific like I don't want to sound like an American or like a person from the UK. I mean, that's also like that's many different ways that you could sound then, but yeah, I don't want to mimic any specific dialect. Dialect, yeah, I think so. But I would like to have my pronunciations at least like not be completely off, if you get what I mean. Like I don't want to say um let me come up with a good example. I can't come up with a good example. I mean, I know that my pronunciation is probably off sometimes anyway. I mean, one simple thing, of course, would be I don't want to say this instead of this, or I don't want to say this instead of this. I mean, I don't mind when people do. Just personally, I like to get these specific sounds kind of right. That's one thing. And I wouldn't want to say slop instead of slope, for example. Like things like that. I just like how the general, like how it's meant to be pronounced, even though people will still be able to tell that I'm from Germany by some, yeah, general ways of speaking. But yeah, I really personally just enjoy trying to get close to, yeah, how it's meant to be pronounced. Da, 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 da. Rosetta Stone is an actually serious language learning application. My dad used it to learn enough Spanish to at least kind of communicate with his immigrant co-workers. Nice. Also, I haven't watched it, but YouTube keeps suggesting me a video of like a linguist, I think. And the title is I tried to make Duolingo actually work, and or how I made Duolingo actually work. So there might be some Duolingo hacks to apply to make it actually help you get to a certain point. But yeah, I mean that's cool. If you have a subscription there now, then yeah, use it. That sounds awesome. I probably could have with some algebra, but it was after midnight. Yeah, it took me quite some time to figure everything out, and I really had to, yeah, refresh my algebra memories. It's been a while. But eventually things started making sense, and I figured out how I can make things work, and yeah, we got there in the end. We're not quite done yet with part 1, but we'll get there. Let me quickly see. Yeah, that's it. I found the video. Maybe you found it as well. If you just type in Duolingo work, you will already find it, but I can share the video with you now. I've not watched it though, so I don't know if it's any good. Like I just like it has been recommended to me many times by YouTube, but I didn't get around to watching it yet. So yeah. A linguist explains how to make Duolingo actually work, which sounds promising. Yeah. Okay, also I wanted to look for more music. Not again Telos, but rather... why not the Valhalla soundtrack again? I like that. I think I like that. Okay. Yeah, all of these would be time travel, right? Are we done here, though? Not quite, right? Probably not. Nope. This has to change still. Okay. Okay, is this correct? I really don't know it anymore at this point. Well, just gonna try. No time travel yet. Okay. Interesting, but we should get time travel. I just wrote time travel. Maybe I should actually console log it and not just string. Just string it. Okay. Save. There. Ah, there we go. So the fourth one is time travel. Fifth one is marked as time travel, but infinity, so whatever. Doesn't really matter. Like the infinity case we're going to catch in another situation anyway. So fourth and fifth and seventh and the last two. Fourth, fifth, I mean, yeah, that's the infinity. Seventh and the last two. Nice. Yeah, cool. That works. You might be a few months early or late. Yeah, no. I'm late. I didn't. I'm not doing these in advance for the 2024 Advent of Code. Yeah, no, it's an Advent calendar, technically, of coding challenges. Not sure if you're familiar. But yeah, I wasn't doing them actively during that time. I mean, I started while it was still going, but I started very late as well. And yeah, I didn't rush myself to get it done as quickly as possible. Just did them whenever I felt like it and streamed it as well. And now we're on day 24 of the Advent of Code calendar. So yep, it is Christmas Eve. One more day after this, there's a day 25 as well. So yeah, we still got that coming up. And 3 half days that we skipped earlier because all of these days have a part 1 and a part 2. And for 3 of these challenges, I think it was 3, I didn't manage to solve part 2, at least not in the time that I gave myself to try. So yeah, also hi Caden, nice to see you, welcome in. I hope you enjoyed Tempuli's stream. Tempuli is awesome. How did you find your way over here though? I'm curious. Did I get recommended to you? Maybe because people who watch Tempuli are now watching me? Shrugs, for example. I did that sort of, I set challenges for myself during a period of time to learn code better. Nice! What language are you coding in and what kind of stuff have you been coding or are you coding? Always curious what other people make or work on. Just been searching the software and game dev category. Ooh, nice. Nice coincidence then. Welcome in. I'm not only doing software and game dev. I actually started out as mostly a gaming channel. Mostly doing indie games, lots of puzzle games. I just finished the Talos Principle 2. I am not fully done with Baba Is You. There's still the one level in the main game of Baba that I haven't unlocked, and there's like 3 or 4 levels in the DLC that I haven't solved yet. So I'm also gonna go back to that and try to at least hopefully be able to solve the DLC levels without hints. Might take a hint for that final unlockable level in the main game, because that seems so tedious. Also playing platformers, played a lot of Celeste, but not recently. Played Hollow Knight and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, also coding frequently at this point. Mainly use HTML, CSS, JS, Lua, and C++. Nice, nice. I've never done anything in Lua, also C++. Just looked at a few things, but never actively coded anything. I've been working with Python in the past, and am basically in the process of refreshing my Python knowledge. I think at this point I could definitely also solve these Advent of Code challenges, like if I can solve them at all. I think I would be able to solve them in Python as well at this point. Of course, I would need to look some things up in between, but that's fine. Okay, we are identifying the time travel correctly. That is awesome. Should always do equals, 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 right? Let's do equals, equals, equals then. Can it be minus infinity, or will it just always... Is there a minus? I don't know. I'm just gonna put it in there. Well, something is wrong. Oh, well, I'm not doing anything afterwards. There we go. Oops, that doesn't make much sense the way I did it. Copy the whole line. Okay. I mean, I could have just checked much earlier if the what is it? Yeah, if the slope is like if I divide one slope by the other slope, like if there's no remainder, then they would be parallel, but whatever. Also console log. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so that did not work. We did console log the time travel for these infinities, but not... What if we do this? Nah, still no. Maybe it is the way I did this. Let's just try it only for positive infinity and then just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, it recognizes it like this. Fair enough. Can do it like this. It's fine. I'm for sure not writing the most elegant code, so hope you're not expecting that, because I just janked my way around this. But in the end, it's working, and that's what counts for me right now. Alright, I mean, I hope it's gonna recognize minus infinity as well. So those would be parallel ones then. Not the most like computationally efficient way of just checking it here, but whatever. So that works. What's our actual goal here? Considering only the x and the y-axis, check all pairs of hailstones' future paths for intersections. How many of these intersections occur within the test area? That's the next thing, of course. We have to define the test area and check if it's in the test area. That's our test area. Define that so that we can easily change it later. What were our constraints? 7 and 27, okay. Okay. If there we go. Bam! Infinity, infinity is time travel, infinity, and outside. Nice. Okay. Good stuff so far. So we catch all the cases in which things are not okay. So yeah, only the first two are correct, exactly as we found it. Okay, how many of these intersections occur within the test area? Okay. I am in no right to comment on someone's code layout. You should see my blueprint and website code. Fair, fair. Yeah. I mean, I know how I could make this nicer, more efficient, but for these coding challenges, really my only goal is to get it to work, so I do whatever is just the easiest for me and the quickest way of doing it. And yeah, then I don't worry too much about what my code looks like. It's good enough for me to know that if I had good reason to, I could make this look nicer, be more efficient, and all that sort of stuff. But I'm only going to do it for these coding challenges to the extent that it is needed, which I think is fair. The other thing I could do is just like throw it into ChatGPT and say, hey ChatGPT, make this look nicer and be more efficient, please. And just see if it actually works afterwards. And if not, bug fix the hell out of it again. Yeah, I've actually started using ChatGPT a little bit for the web dev course at this point, because I feel like in a actual work context, it's just gonna be more efficient and just save a lot of time. And yeah, the way I'm using it usually is whenever I have to implement something new, I just basically let myself or let ChatGPT generate the foundation for me and then just fix things to make it actually work the way I want it to work. It's nice to have it as an assist tool that just does the boring part of the coding, which is just like build the foundation and then you can make the foundation actually build from there, make it into something nice. Did that once and ChatGPT changed everything, so I gave up on it. Yeah, I haven't actually done what I just suggested before, like beep-a-deep-a-deep-dee-dee, beep-a-deep-a-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, deep-a-deep-a-deep-dee-dee, deep-a-deep-a-dee-dee-dee, deep-a-deep-a-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, deep-a-deep-a-deep. Hi Cappuccino Flag, welcome in. Cappuccino delivery, yippee! I appreciate it. Hi Agent Penguin Master, nice to see you. Hi Milo, hi Cappuccino Flag, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the delivery. I appreciate it. How are you? How was the stream? Everyone, please follow Cappuccino Flag. How was Inscription? I hope it was good. I mean, I know it's good. I played it as well and it's a great game. How are you liking it? How far in are you? So many questions. Anyway, nice to see you all. I was just talking about coding and ChatGPT. So what I was about to say is I've never done what I suggested in doing. Like, I've never taken janky code that I personally wrote and gave it to ChatGPT to make it better. I've only done it the other way around. I've let ChatGPT generate some janky code for me and then fixed it to work the way I want it. So I don't know if the other way around is actually... I mean, I think it's gonna be viable in some cases, but it's probably better not to just like copy and paste what ChatGPT throws at you then, but rather take it as inspiration and see which changes actually make sense and which don't. That's probably a good approach then. Yeah, just in general, I think ChatGPT is interesting and it's gonna get so much more powerful in the near future probably. But for now, I think the best way is just to take everything it throws at you as in any context as potentially wrong suggestion and go from there. We reached the point with the first RL video bits. Nice. It's so nice, the meta stuff. Or you can use ChatGPT to write janky code and then use ChatGPT to fix it. I have done that as well. That is usually actually my first step. Like, I let ChatGPT write janky code, then I see which parts are janky, then I'm like, hey ChatGPT, those parts were janky, can you please fix that? And then ChatGPT fixes it, but yeah, at some point I take over and actually do the work. But yeah, those are my first iterations in many cases now with the web dev stuff. And it helps save quite a bit of time. And yeah, it's a useful tool. Oh yeah, about the caffeine, I'll take it, but I'll take it in the form of off-brand Spezi. Also, I'm probably not gonna be live too much longer because I think we might be pretty close to solving this part 1, and I'm gonna look at part 2 and maybe come up with some ideas. But I'm not gonna solve part 2 today, I don't think, because, I mean, it is 3 AM after all, and yeah, have to go on with the web dev course in like a bit less than 6 hours from now. What exactly should your code be able to do? Oh yeah, I can totally explain that to you. Thanks for asking. So this is a coding challenge. It's the Advent of Code calendar from last year December. I've not done it on time, which is fine. So in this thing here you have, it's a bit of a little story around it, but basically you have hailstones that are in a certain position and have a certain velocity. So basically vector A is giving you the position, x, y, z, and vector B is giving you the velocity, also x change, y change, z change per nanosecond basically. And yeah, you have a certain amount of hailstones, and what we're doing now is figuring out which paths of hailstones intersect, although for now we are ignoring the z value, because this is what they told us to do, ignore the z value. So we are checking if their paths intersect. They don't have to collide, just their paths have to intersect. And if so, if they intersect in the future, so we only want future intersections. If we have to go into the past to find the meeting point, then we don't want to count them. And also we have a set window in which they are supposed to intersect. And if they don't intersect inside that window, we also should ignore them. And then the goal is just to count how many of these paths actually intersect in the future and inside the constraints. And our code can pretty much give us all the information we need. We have these cases that tell us when things don't work out. So I think with this, instead of console logging here, instead of doing that, just get myself a little Boolean variable, or like additionally to it, and say, just call it wrong. Wrong starts off as false, and whenever we console log something, basically we would set wrong to true. We could also break and not do anything afterwards, but whatever, this is the simplest way. And as I said earlier, if I can jank my way through it, and if that's the simplest way for me, then I'm just gonna jank my way through it. Do we actually have to write true small here? Always getting confused. Apparently? Probably? Okay. I forgot. I did... Is it really? I'm so confused. Apparently it is. Okay. Fair enough. Python it isn't though, right? Python it's capital. Pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, the hardest part was just for me to figure out how to Hi Legume, hi Raiders, welcome in. Just real quick, first, isn't ChatGPT okay-ish for some of the legwork to program? As long as you actually check the code. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. That's how I approach it at the moment with the web dev stuff. I let it often generate me some basic framework and just take it from there myself then. Which works quite well actually. If you actually understand what it throws at you and can fact check or like unjank it. No, don't be sorry. Welcome, Legume. Nice to see you. Also, I wanted to read that quickly because I read already that you will jank your way to your kitty basket now. Sleep well, Cappuccino Flag. Thank you so much for coming in and for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hope you get some good sleep. I'm not using GitHub Copilot yet. I've frequently seen it in action because our tutor is using it, and yeah, that looks really useful because there it's not just, you get suggestions as you code, which is, you don't have to dig your way through a whole wall of code that ChatGPT throws at you. So yeah, GitHub Copilot seems really useful. I will also not stay long because work stuff tomorrow, but I see you are on the last day now. Not quite. It has 25 days actually. GitHub Copilot is worth every buck. Yep. That's my impression as well. My in-house software person loves GitHub. I mean, GitHub in general is just, yeah, Copilot. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, whenever I saw it in action, I was like, yeah, this seems very efficient. So yeah, I'm eventually gonna subscribe to it as well, pretty sure. So yeah, not quite the last day, day 24, and I think we might be close to just solving part 1 anyway, so that's nice. So let's throw in another variable here. I've decided that today I want to use as many variables as possible. So here we are. Actually, let's do that in its own line because we want to initialize it with a value. So here at the end, that looks better, maybe, potentially. Yeah, down here we check then if not wrong. We're gonna go valid plus equals 1. Boop, 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 boop. And at the end, actually, why doesn't the sticky scroll work with my code? Anyway, okay. After all this, we yay! 2 are valid. That's exactly what we want. Basket time now. Good luck reaching Christmas. Thank you so much. Thanks again for the raid and everything. Hope to be able to catch one of your streams again soon as well. And yeah, would love to watch you play some Inscription. I love the game. It's awesome. So get some good rest. Thank you so much. How was the witness today, by the way, Legume? I hope it was good. Did you make good progress? Did you have fun? Did you find many sneakies? Which is what I call I don't even remember what Mia calls them. The environmental puzzles, you know. I call them sneakies because I think that is what Luna called them, and I just took it. Stopped at the shipwreck puzzle because I forgot how it works. Oh no, the Enviro boys. Yep, them. Seems to work. Maybe let's just throw in the actual input data and see if our result ends up being correct. Well, we also have to change the boundaries first. Boundary. Yeah, the boundary is the same, but with 4, right? There we go. Alright, I'm worried that the actual input data might just be a bit too much for my janky code, but let's see. Give me my input data. Yeah, today's challenge was a bit rough because it involves basic math. And basic math is just too much, so I had to write a bunch of notes here to figure out how things work. And yeah, how to figure out where two lines actually intersect. But I did figure it out, and I'm quite happy about that. So let's... I hate basic math. Yeah, same. So here we go with our actual input. Bam! Look at all this console logging. You gotta love it, right? Seems to be going still fairly okay. Like, this is just... Yeah, there we go. 13,910. Don't we just have 300 lines? I'm confused. How is that possible? None of the previous days involved basic math. Nope. Curious that all the numbers only have 2 decimal places. Yeah, that is curious. Are you pointing me to an important thing here? I don't know. We'll see about that. Of course. No, because we're checking these pairwise, so we check 1 against 2, 1 against 3, 1 against 4. So yeah, of course, we can have much more than 300. Like, that makes sense. Let's see. Maybe it's correct. I already said in advance that the floating point thing might be something to keep an eye on. So, but I think maybe here it's not that important yet. No, it's not. Nice. We got a gold star. Solved part 1. Nice. Janky code works out again. Okay. All right. Thanks for the GG. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm also not gonna stream too much longer because, yeah, it's late. And with that, have a good night and good luck with the rest. Hey, thank you so much. I hope I can catch your next stream. When is it gonna be? Do you already know, Legume? Because, I mean, if it's tomorrow, I might be able to join before I do my co-op stream with Kit. That's gonna be fairly late anyway. Friday, possibly for Life is Strange 2. Oh yeah, I also want to see you play that more. So many nice things. Okay, Friday. Depending on when you start, I might be able to watch a little. I might actually go party on Friday. So if you start early, I might be able to join before the party. Okay, Shrugs is warning me already. But yeah, anyway, sleep well for now. Thanks so much for the raid, I appreciate it. What time is it where I live? Judging by your username, wahrscheinlich genauso spät, wie es bei dir ist. Gleich 3:30. So yeah, 3:30 a.m. And in 5.5 hours, I have to be at my web dev course again. Party more important than stream? Yeah. I just much more rarely get the chance to party, so yeah. Although, somehow it's gotten fairly frequent at the moment. I was just at a concert yesterday, which was quite fun, with Walker, and we had a great time. It was nice. And now Friday again. What's going on here? Anyway, sleep well, get some good rest, and thanks again for coming in. And everyone follow Legume. If you're not following Legume, then you're missing out. Yeah. Okay, let's at least look at what this is and why this is gonna be a struggle. Thank you, Milo. Much appreciated. Thanks for the follow.
Is the most handsome sphere.
Of course it is. Thanks for the facts, Nineberry. Okay, upon further analysis, it doesn't seem like any hailstones will naturally collide. It's up to you to fix that. You find a rock on the ground nearby. While it seems extremely unlikely, if you throw it just right, you should be able to hit every hailstone in a single throw. You can use the probably magical winds to reach any integer position you like and to propel the rock at any integer velocity. Now including the z-axis in your calculations. If you throw the rock at time 0, where do you need to be so that the rock perfectly collides with every hailstone? Due to probably magical inertia, the rock won't slow down or change direction when it collides with a hailstone. In the example above, you can achieve this by moving to position 24, 13, 10 and throwing the rock at velocity -3, 1, 2. If you do this, you will hit every hailstone as follows. Okay, interesting. Above, each hailstone is identified by its initial position and its velocity, then the time and position of that hailstone's collision with your rock are given. After 1 nanosecond, the rock has exactly the same position as one of the hailstones, obliterating it into ice dust. Yeah, this one. Another hailstone is smashed to bits 2 nanoseconds after that. After a total of 6 nanoseconds, all of the hailstones have been destroyed. So at time 0, the rock needs to be at x position 24, y position 13, and z position 10. Adding these 3 coordinates together produces 47. Don't add any coordinates from the rock's velocity. Determine the exact position and velocity the rock needs to have at time 0 so that it perfectly collides with every hailstone. What do you get if you add up the x, y, and z coordinates of that initial position? Wow, okay. Interesting. I will definitely have to draw a few things out on paper to make sense of this and like get ideas. I'm still like, I think this, I mean, I have no idea, but I have hope that it might be doable. But, yeah, this is rough. But since it's not like a curved thing or something, I think what we're looking for in first step, I mean, a plane that it's passing through is not enough, but that might be a starting spot to have multiple planes that it's passing through and then see where the planes intersect, right? Because if we have multiple planes, then they would just intersect in one line, and that line would be our new vector, basically. And then we just need to see what the timing must be to make it work. But we would at least already have the vector and the velocity vector, or a vector and the velocity vector. The vector itself, we would still have to, the position vector, we would still have to reposition so that it's like the correct starting position, I think. But that shouldn't be that big of a deal at that point, if we get that far. Finding the planes first would be difficult. Probably. Interesting. Yeah, probably will have to think about this off stream. I'm wondering if parallel ones could help us, but I don't know if we have any parallel ones once we include the z-axis as well. Although, does the z-axis even matter? Yeah, it will matter, right? Yeah, of course it matters. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. Now I'm curious what day 25 is, by the way. I want to look at that as well. Wait, what? I was wondering about this. 100 stars? What do you mean? Still, somehow without snow, you go to the last place you haven't checked, the center of Snow Island directly below the waterfall. Here someone has clearly been trying to fix the problem. Scattered everywhere are hundreds of weather machines, almanacs, communication modules, hoof prints, machine parts, mirrors, lenses, and so on. Somehow everything has been wired together into a massive snow-producing apparatus, but nothing seems to be running. You check a tiny screen on one of the communication modules, error 2023. It doesn't say what error 2023 means, but it does have the phone number for a support line printed on it. Hi, you've reached Weather Machines and so on Incorporated. How can I help you? You explain the situation. Error 2023, you say? Why, that's a power overload error, of course. It means you have too many components plugged in. Try unplugging some components and... You explain that there are hundreds of components here and you're in a bit of a hurry. Well, let's see how bad it is. Do you see a big red reset button somewhere? It should be on its own module. If you push it, it probably won't fix anything, but it'll report how overloaded things are. After a minute or two, you find the reset button. It's so big that it takes 2 hands just to get enough leverage to push it. Its screen then displays System Overload. Connected components would require power equal to at least 100 stars. Wait, how many components did you say are plugged in? With that much equipment, you could produce snow for an entire... You disconnect the call. You have nowhere near that many stars. You need to find a way to disconnect at least half of the equipment here, but it's already Christmas. You only have time to disconnect 3 wires. Fortunately, someone left a wiring diagram, your puzzle input, that shows how the components are connected. For example, JQT is connected to RHN, XHK, and NVD. Okay, each line shows the name of a component, a colon, and then a list of other components to which the component is connected. Connections aren't directional. ABC, XYZ, and XYZ ABC both represent the same configuration. Each connection between 2 components is represented only once, so some components might only ever appear on the left or right side of a column. In this example, if you disconnect the wire between HFX, PZL, the wire between BVB, CMG, and the wire between NVD, JQT, you will divide the components into 2 separate disconnected groups, 9 components and 6 components. Multiplying the sizes of these groups together produces 54. Find the 3 wires you need to disconnect in order to divide the components into 2 separate groups. What do you get if you multiply the sizes of these 2 groups together? Okay, that's interesting. Looking forward to this one. But we're gonna at least try to do something with the 3D colliding throw the stone thingy first. But yeah, probably not today. I think it's time to time to end it, even though I wonder. I would like to come up with at least some reasonable approach. 25 was the other day where I didn't solve either part. Yeah, I thought I remembered that. That's intimidating, but interesting as well. I'm curious. But yeah, I think also for that I would have... I was told this is a common computer science algorithm I've just never heard of. Yeah, I was thinking it might be maybe also somehow related to routing operations, because in routing operations you want to know basically how many how many distinct, or like how many redundant nodes you basically have to you have in between, because yeah, you want to know how many things would have to fail to completely sever the connection, right? Something like that. So I think I've heard of stuff like this, but I also have no idea how I would approach this. But yeah, it does seem like a common computer science problem anyway, to figure out, yeah, how many points of failure you need, to, if it's exactly the right things to malfunction, and yeah, how many in the worst case would just be enough to completely sever the connection from point A to point B. In this case, it is what we want, to, yeah, exactly disconnect those. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to look up the algorithm. I want to figure it out on my own. I think maybe I can come up with something. Yeah, so much to think about. Day 24 is definitely gonna be rough. Wonder if part 1 in some way helps us with part 2 at all, or if it's... trying to build something with different things I have lying around and try to pretend that those are 3D vectors and try to see what I can do to make things intersect there and how many options there are. As soon as we only have 2 vectors, there's still a large quantity of possible trajectories, but I think that already leads to a plane being constructed if I... Yeah, pretty sure. It's just a... Yeah, I have to figure this out, but just looking at this scenario here, so if these are my two vectors and I want to find all possible intersecting, don't know if it's a plane or something, but it's already it has already quite a few limitations, like the way I could put in another vector to intersect there. So I think if we just add a third vector, then we might just already get all the restrictions we need. So I don't know. Curious. I have to play around with some stuff and maybe do some like real world experimentation and try to piece things together. But yeah, that's for next time. Let's find someone to raid. I should get some sleep. It was a short stream, but I'm glad that we solved part 1. That is very satisfying. Was also nice hanging out with all of you again and chatting about the code and getting some encouragement and positive feedback while coding. That's very, very helpful, and I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, let's push the stuff to GitHub and then be done and cuddle a cat. Blackie is back. Thank you. Ta-da! And it's on GitHub. Alright. Let's see who's live. Blackie's pooping into my mic. Sorry for the noise. And there she is. We could raid over to Skypixie. Skypixie is super nice and playing Have a Nice Death. It's not coding, but it's fun. And I was curious about that game, was thinking about playing it as well at some point. It looks fun. So yeah, let's rate them. There is a content warning, mental, physical health topics, so if you're not in the mood for that, then maybe don't join. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. This was fun. I'm glad we solved part 1. I'm curious about part 2. I'm curious about day 25. They are somewhat intimidating, but I have hope. I think we might get somewhere. Just have to think about it. We'll find something, I'm sure. Some experimentation might be necessary, but we'll get there. Alright, I'm starting the raid. Here we go. Raiding over to Skypixie. Thanks again for the follow to Milo. Das war mega lieb von dir. Und genau, hoffentlich hier öfter zu sehen. Matt Fury, also thanks for the follow. Thanks for the raids, of course. By Cappuccino Flag and Legume, just like 8 minutes apart. And yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. As I said, this was really fun. It's always nice to have some company while doing this. And yeah, was not the cleanest code I wrote today, but you know what? I didn't write too much nonsense, so maybe it wasn't super clean, but the way I wrote it, at least, yeah, at least I didn't make any stupid mistakes and could always tell what was going on where. So maybe it is actually an improvement to what I did before. I'm gonna call it an improvement. Anyway, the raid is happening, so tomorrow co-op stream with Kit around 1.5 hours before right now we're starting maybe. And yeah, maybe see you then. Otherwise, see you some other time. Bye-bye. Enjoy Pixie stream.
Me.